Alright, so we're gonna do a quick weekly outlook for what I expect for this current week. So yeah, I can't like to be honest. I pretty much just do the weekly outlooks when I see something on the weekly time frame, where we can expect some sort of movement on the DXY on the higher time frames. Because honestly, there's no point in me doing an outlook when price is in this type of consolidation and there's nothing really going on. But yeah, the last time I done a weekly outlook, we were currently inside this gap, and I was saying I wanted to see price go from after sweeping the Thursday lows and closing like this. I wanted to see price come and take out these equal highs. That was my draw liquidity. But yeah, we had that push up on Monday, and then swept the previous day high, and then reversed that whole move. And then at this point, the idea was not fully invalidated, but it looked more like we were just going to consolidate. So yeah, heading into the weekly close, I didn't do a weekly outlook because this is how price was looking like right at the time without seeing other candles. And once I seen this, it was just pure consolidation. So I was thinking we could take out these lows, but I didn't want to short, knowing that we have all of these daily equal highs and then with these higher time frame equal highs. So for me, the only thing I was looking for was to long DXY to these highs, and then we eventually got that right. So yeah, we consolidated, started pushing up higher, and then on Wednesday was where price gave the framework to go long, right, with this 4 hour fair value gap. So even though we were stuck in this range, because we were showing bullish order flow on the 4 hour time frame, this gave the framework to look for the longs up to these highs. So yeah, 4 hour fair value gap, daily open, lower high close. So the daily candle opened, we swept this low into the 4 hour fair value gap. We had a London low of the day profile as well. AMD accumulation, manipulation, distribution, formed this hourly order block, and that was where I took my shorts on euro, and I held it all the way towards these high time frame equal highs. So yeah, that's pretty much the only valid setup I saw last week, and it's the only setup that I took on majors. So yeah, now what do I expect? Now that we've finally taken out these high time frame equal highs, there's two possibilities that I see, right? Because if you see on the daily time frame, we've basically come into the premium of this range, right? From this high to this low, we've come into the premium of the range, and we've now ran this high into this opening gap, which is also this small weekly fair value gap, right? So what could happen is that we could run the previous week high, which is what we're currently doing, and then reject, and then we can just sell off into these lows and then these lows here. But what could also happen is that, you know, we could see a retracement from this weekly fair value gap into these fair value gaps and then go higher. For me, I'm more leaning towards bullish DXY, right? Because of how bullish the candle weekly candle closed. But yeah, what I'd like to see is if we come into this gap, if we form bullish structure on hourly time frame again, then we can look for longs back into the current week's high. But if we start to invert this daily fair value gap, so if we get below it, right, then I would use this level as a key level to go short, maybe even form a bearish daily fair value gap at the same time. And then yeah, I would look to go short, and we got this flat open, we got this lower daily fair value gap as well as a draw on liquidity. Maybe even potentially next week, these high time frame lows as well. So yeah, that's currently what I'm looking for, because the short term draw on liquidity for me is this daily fair value gap, and we do have some framework on hourly time frame to look for shorts towards that daily fair value gap. I am currently looking for this retracement play, but again, because it's against the high time frame order flow, right, very bullish here, and then we've seen the hourly turn bearish to retrace into this daily fair value gap. Is not the most high probability play, but yeah, I'm seeing if we can get a retracement into this hourly fair value gap here for me to go short on DXY into this daily fair value gap here. see if we get that. If I don't get tagged, then yeah, I'll just wait to see how we react to this daily fair value gap. If we turn bullish again, then we can long back to these highs. If we invert it, then we can short into all of these lows here. So that's my main game plan, expecting a retracement back into the range, and then see how price reacts to the, because again, we technically we are at reversal territory in the weekly and daily time frame, right? So price can, you know, if we get very bearish closure and invert the daily fair value gap, then it's highly likely that we're gonna come back for the lows again. So yeah, that's just these two scenarios that I have played out, right? And then also the weekly profile as well. If I want to expect the low of the week to form, right, ideally it would be around Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around this daily fair value gap, sweep the Monday lows into this daily fair value gap and go higher. But then if which is why I'm kind of anticipating this to not be the top, right, because I'm expecting this manipulation to be the this push lower to be the, you know, the Judas swing, the protraction of the weekly candle, right? But then at the same time, because we did have a sweep of the previous day high, and this could also be a, you know, 3-bar swing reversal pattern candle formation. So yeah, that's just two things to keep in mind, right? I wouldn't have like a strong high time frame bias here. When we were somewhere here, I had especially once we inverted this daily fair value gap, the bias was to lean strongly towards these highs here. But now that we've taken out the draw on liquidity, this is a reversal area, right? So you don't want to have the strong bias to be bullish. For example, just like here, right? When we're trading here, this is the clear draw on liquidity, right? So you can have a very strong bullish bias towards these highs, but then once we take out these highs and we retrace into these daily fair value gaps, the bias is not as strong as before we took out the highs. So even here, like, we retraced into the daily fair value gap and then we just consolidated the whole time, and that's because we already took out the draw on liquidity. So yeah, and then we eventually had this reversal. Price runs the highs one more time and then we sell off. So yeah, that's mainly what I'm looking for. If we go on euro as well, same framework, took out a previous day low and we're starting to retrace into this daily fair value gap, right? So if we're bearish, I don't really want to see price to lose this daily fair value gap on euro, because then this would be a bullish AMD, right? Accumulation, manipulation, sweep the range lows, and then we start to disrespect bearish PDO raise and close back inside the range. That's with displacement as well, then that's very likely a bullish AMD. And if you see here, we got high time frame equal highs here, and then we also have this high as well. So yeah, that's just some things to be cautious about. Same thing here, right? Accumulation, manipulation, and we've retraced into this fair value gap on the daily, and we've just tapped this order block as well, resting inside of the OTE discount. So there's an area that price could literally go higher from, but then at the same time, this bearish daily fair value gap, I wouldn't fade it until price has shown no reaction or fully closes above the daily fair value gap. Then I would look to go long here. But for now, on the daily, bearish until proven otherwise, right? Same here. I'm bullish on DXY until proven otherwise. But yeah, UCAD as well, nothing really here. UJ as well, very shit price action, consolidation, massive drop. If you look at the hourly time frame as well, pure shit. So another power, definitely not trade. Nope. So yeah, I think it's just euro and pound, to be honest. Euro odd doesn't look too bad for shorts. Swept the daily high from the 4-hour OB, but then you'll need another confirmation here to go short. Plus it's an exotic, so it's nice. Not something I would trade. Let's go to oil, pure consolidation as well after this massive move up. So yeah, again, if anyone trades oil, not something I'll trade. Bitcoin looks quite interesting, right? Because the monthly close is going to be very important to see what price does. If we close back inside of the range, then this is probably going to be a 3-bar swing from this monthly fair value gap. But then at the same time, I don't know if the top is in because we've left these equal highs here, right? 1, 2, 3. That's not really how a top forms, right? You want to see at least one more push up higher before sell off, you know. This is more like how a top forms. We run the high and then we either get that V-shaped reversal or we get that breaker reversal, you know, something like this. It's either that or that V-shaped reversal where price pushes up higher and then drops down instantly and inverts these fair value gaps. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is the top right now because of these equal highs. Maybe we might just continue ranging, but yeah, we're currently inside this daily fair value gap. So yeah, Bitcoin, I have no idea. Ideally, we get one more push higher, then that would be might even tap this daily fair value gap. Then and then if we start to sell off, I'd be pretty confident in shorts. But for now, nothing that I'm too confident in for Bitcoin if the top is in. And then gold, it's just pure consolidation, right? Take out the range lows and we're pushing up higher into this inversion fair value gap. So to be honest, I would still be more inclined for shorts here, but because we're in such a tight range, it's probably not even worth watching this pair. And then NQ trading at all-time highs. I wouldn't really fade this, to be honest. Maybe we get a retracement to this weekly fair value gap, right? But yeah, again, more of a scalping market, to be honest. There's not really anything that you take on the higher time frames. I would expect the price to come for these equal lows sooner or later on the daily time frame. But yeah, nothing I trade here, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Euro and DXY main things I'm looking for. See if I get my entry on Euro here. But yeah, that's the main things I'm looking for. Pretty much Euro, pound, and yeah, pretty much Euro and pound. Pound could actually offer the better shorts this week, to be honest, because Euro GBP does look bullish, right, from this daily fair value gap. So I would watch both Euro and pound for this week. See if we start to push higher from this daily fair value gap, and Euro and pound rejects this daily fair value gap as well. Then yeah, I would focus on pound shorts then over Euro. But yeah, we'll end the recording here.